All right, so let me talk about how InDesign deals with images. So I'm gonna, if you already have the image in place, you can leave it there. If not, I'm just gonna drag this back in, drag in the same image. You can scale it down or change it however you like if you want. All right, so the way InDesign deals with this is this image that I'm looking at is technically not in the InDesign file. It's just a linked image. I can tell that by there's like a little link symbol here. If I come up here to my properties, it says that it's a linked file. And right next to here, I should have the option to show all the links. So again, here it's telling me that it's a linked file. If I were to save this InDesign document, for example, if I just go to Save As, I'll just put it on my desktop for now. And I save it. And if I go to my desktop, drag this over here. If I go to my desktop and if I were to only take this InDesign file and say, for example, email it to myself or put this on a different computer, if I were to open up this InDesign file, this image technically will not be there. Because the way InDesign deals with these images is it doesn't put them in the file, it just links to them, it just has reference to them. So to show you this, I want you to pay attention to this little green dot that's down here that says no errors. So normally when you're working with InDesign, if there's some part that that the image is wrong or text is wrong, it'll give you a little red dot and tell you that there's an error. But because nothing is wrong with this file, it's just showing us that there are no errors. But I'm going to do two things to this linked file that's going to make this have some kind of error associated to it. So one thing is, say for example, after placing the image in, I decide to change the name. So I'm going to come in here and say, I'm going to change the name, screenshot for render 01. And now when I come back into InDesign, down here it's saying I have one error. And I have the question mark here. And the main reason why there's an error is because InDesign is looking for a very specific image. It's looking for the image that's called screenshot for render. But because I changed the name, it's not able to find this anymore. So just be aware that like once you change that, then InDesign can't find this image anymore. So for now, I can either just place it, I can delete this one and put it back in, or I can just come here and just say relink. And it should be there. And then now that I relinked it, I can look down here, and there's a little green dot that says no errors. The other thing to be careful about is, say for example, I started putting all my images in one folder, and then just to be organized, I decided to put all my images in a different folder. Right, so I have this image here, it's in folder A, and say for whatever reason, I'm going to start to move some images around, and now I want this image to be in folder B. And if I go back to InDesign, it shows me that I have an error and there's a question mark. And the main reason why is this linked file, it's looking for this file in this specific folder that I have labeled A. But now that I moved it to B, it can't find it anymore. So again, just be very careful with these linked files, with either renaming them or moving them around. Here, I'm just going to go relink it. Now that I move the file around, and there, so now I have no errors. So again, just pay attention to either renaming the file or moving the file around after the fact. You could always fix it, like just have right now. But again, just pay attention to the errors or no errors that it's showing you down here.